So I'm doing prompt 6-1 about developmental network, specifically the developmental network that creates spikes. In this example, I'm going to be using the Super Mario Buzzy Beetle in Spike Top. In beetles, there's a developmental pathway that creates the appearance of a singular spike on top of their head, shown here with the spike top. Some beetles don't have spikes on top of their head and have a smooth shell, shown in the Buzzy Beetle, even though both types of these beetles have the same genome sequence. The reason why this is possible is due to cell differentiation, specifically methylation. Methylation can sometimes prevent transcription and repress the expression of some genes, which is why some of these beetles have a spike and some have a smooth shell. In this example, the Buzzy Beetle is the mutated and the spike top is the normal. So we'll look at the wild type. So in the wild type beetle, the S promotes P, which blocks I. Now that I is blocked, it will not be able to block K, which can then promote E, which promotes the development of the spike on the shell, which is how we get the spike top. Now, if there is a mutation on the P, I will be unblocked. And now that I is unblocked, it blocks the K, which is unable to promote E. And without E, no spikes develop, so we get a smooth top shell. But what about a mutation on the I? If there's a mutation on the I, then S promotes P, but with no I in the pathway, K is unblocked, which is then unable to promote E, which creates the development of the spike, which means we have a spike top shell. But what happens if there are two mutations? We will look specifically at I and E. At the beginning of the sequence, S still promotes P, but without I, P cannot repress it. Without I, there is nothing to block K, and since there's no E, we still won't have any spikes being able to develop, and we'll get a smooth top shell. Here's another example with two mutations, specifically S and K. At the beginning of the sequence, there's no S, which is unable to promote P, which keeps I from being blocked, and now that we don't have a K, we have nothing to promote E, so there's nothing to promote the development of spikes, so again, we get the smooth top shell. And here are my sources, and a link to where I got the pictures for the spike top and the Buzzy Beetle.